Have you ever had an idea and struggled a lot to build a startup on your own, or have you ever wondered turning your ideas into reality? Hi, all, welcome to the Ideas to Startup podcast. I'm Anto, and I'm the host for today evening. So, this podcast is based on early stage entrepreneurs, and it's dedicated to early stage entrepreneurs and people who are willing to take their ideas into reality. So we post a new video every single month, bringing special guests who are also in early stage entrepreneurs, and we just give you all the things that you need to start your own startup. So our guest for today's evening is Thieab Aldossary. We have known each other for quite a while, but it would be nice if you could hear things from his own mouth. So hi Thieab, thanks for coming.
Hi, Anto.
So
Thank you for having me.
thank you. So, hi Thea, can you let us know about your early life
Mhm.
and what aspirations that made you to become an entrepreneur and how is it going till now?
It's, first of all, thank you for having me.
That's
Um,
fun.
Um, I guess the story sort of begins when I was a child. I really liked creativity, I liked art, and I played a lot with Lego. And when I had to choose a subject for university, I chose design engineering
Alright.
because I thought it was a good mix of art and technical skills that, I could be creative, but as well, have a good job afterwards.
Alright.
So during university, I made a product, a wearable, that made haptics.
Alright.
So it gives the ability to feel pins on the palm.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a number of applications really designed for blind users to navigate.
Alright.
And I did the project, and I worked with a colleague who did object recognition, and I built it. I did a dissertation on it. I graduated. I got good grades for it. But then I had this prototype, and I wanted to do something with it because I kind of impressed myself with what I made,
Alright.
and I thought this is something that could go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get a patent, but it was very confusing, and eventually I put it in the drawer, and I went and I worked, and it was always in my mind I would like to get a patent for this product. Fast forward about 6 years, I found a grant, and I got it patented, and then from there again my excitement around the product grew, and I started to pitch, to get funding. I joined competitions, pitch for investors, incubators, accelerators I would apply to, and I'd get little bits of money, and I would build it, keep building it up.
Mm-hmm.
The project actually, so it altogether around about 2016-17, it raised quite a bit of money, roughly 300,000 altogether at that point,
Alright. Mm-hmm.
which was a big achievement.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the project kind of failed.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't build what we were supposed to build. It didn't function properly,
Alright.
and the team, they were interested in the money.
Mm-hmm.
So they went, and then for some time, again I left it.
Alright.
And Sony contacted me because they saw my patent and they wanted to know more. And this was about 2022, about 2 years ago.
Alright.
Again, I got excited. First, I was scared to talk to them, but then I thought, wow, the product's not doing anything. I'm not making money. It's just what have I got to lose? So I said, okay, that's me. So I showed them what I had.
Yeah.
It still needed a lot of work. So they said, let's work on it
Mm-hmm.
and then come back. So I built a team,
Alright.
and this time it wasn't for money. It was exciting people. So I sold the excitement
Alright.
to people here in Brooks, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we built a new prototype. Unfortunately, Sony, after a while, it didn't go anywhere. And these things happen. But I had a new
Experience out of it.
a new prototype,
All right.
and it was cool. It was for 3D with metaverse applications.
All right.
So we got into a demo day, and then from there we got into Oxford University incubator, and that was a good achievement. So we're currently through that at the moment.
All right. So out of all these things that you told me at the moment, can you just tell us, our viewers, a bit about what patent and what IP is, so that they can get the knowledge of patenting their own ideas?
I can give it in a sort of brief.
All right.
It's basically, you have four kinds of IP. You have a patent, which is when you have an invention, you can protect that technology, that new development. And sometimes this isn't just a physical thing, it can be a process. So you've discovered a new way to do something. And this happens a lot with software.
All right.
So you have a application, and then you have the method.
Yeah.
And then a patent, you write out with drawings how the invention works, and it's you have to do it in a way that you cover what they call the scope.
All right.
And then you have claims, and you submit it, and it gets examined, and then in the end you have something that you claim that this is yours.
All right.
So you have protection. Patents are not worldwide, so you have patents for different countries. You have it in America, you have it in the UK, and you have a European patent that covers Europe. I think you have some kind of Russian equivalent that covers, I think, about 10 countries. So you have to decide where is the best for you to patent. I like the US because it's very affordable, and you have a thing called a provisional patent.
All right. What that is?
Well, so if you don't know how to, if you have an idea but it's not fully formed, you can write it out and file it, and then you have that priority date, because the patent starts that this is your idea from this date.
All right.
And then you have 1 year that you can develop it and then make your
Actual patent.
patent.
All right.
Based on the earlier patent. And
All right.
the good thing with a provisional, you don't need necessarily, people will disagree, but the inventor themselves can write it and draft it. So this could be good if if you've got an invention and you want to present it, you can say I've patented it, and you have a year from that day.
All right.
So yeah, that's
all right. So the next thing is, let's say someone has patented their idea. They have an idea. They patented their idea, as you told, provisional patent. So what is the next thing you feel that they should do? Like, obviously, if it's gonna be the prototype, after the prototype, they need to, let's say they're going for funding. What all possible ways do you think that they can get the funding from?
Well, first of all, sometimes patents, they're expensive.
All right.
Right. So I do actually have a little course that explains all the processes of patenting and how somebody can really reduce their costs. So this is an online course. It's called the inventoracademy.com, and there, you can go through the steps and you'll understand a lot. But often people with new inventions, they do it in research labs, in a university, or if they do it part of their company, then generally the company would own that, so it'd be up to the company to patent that.
All right.
So patenting, you have to do a prior art search. You have to know how to do that, to know what there is, before you know that you can get something unique.
All right.
So that's the whole process. But usually in universities, there's things called a IP office or technology transfer office. It's got all kinds of names. Sometimes they call it the knowledge exchange office.
All right.
And there, usually you can talk to the university and they will assess the invention and they will do all of the things like that and then decide whether to patent it.
All right.
And they will try and get funding for you so you can focus on, you know, being an inventor and not necessarily the business person.
All right.
So generally, in a business, generally, you have a product and you have the sales.
Yeah.
And you need the sales to come in, you need the money. Now, if it's a high-tech company and you have a long time to actually make the product,
Yeah.
you know, you need investment, R&D, you know, it's not like you have a restaurant where you, in 10 minutes you can make a dinner and then sell it. You know,
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of process to do that.
All right.
Usually, to get money, investors are looking for the business opportunity. You know, how's this going to make money? You know, is this a product that is going to excite a lot of people? What's the market size? So there's TAM, TOM, and SOM. I think these are terms.
All right.
Size of market, SOM, total addressable market, TAM. Anyway, when you go through an incubator, they tell you these things. They teach you these things, and you know the business model canvas.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you should know your customer and have an idea who's your market. And usually, or they will, through an incubator or an accelerator, they'll help you put some pitch decks together. And then using that, you can then go on to either use them for other accelerators or to investors or to, you know, whoever.
All right.
And you know, doing a pitch is an art of its own.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That would be a different topic if we talk about it.
It would be a different topic, but it's good to have, you know, your pitch deck ready, your elevator pitch, you know, what's your one-liner, and people rehearse these all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
So my next question would be that, let's say you have an idea, and even I was confused when I had an idea back then. I didn't really know that my idea is about a software. I didn't really know that I should get a patent for a software or not. How do people find this out?
Well, not everything requires a patent. Okay.
That's what I'm coming to say. What is the major difference between both of them? Let's say I'm creating a software.
Yeah.
And you are also a tech company. For an example, let's say that you're a tech company. You can easily copy my idea though.
Yeah.
Let's say you're an MNC and I'm a startup. I'm building something from my own money. Let's say I'm fully bootstrapped.
Yeah.
MNC can easily make that, in the next level. But the idea is going to be mine at the end of the day. I can't patent it. So how do people come out of this situation?
Well, sometimes people. So I said there's 4 kinds of IP, and I didn't mention the rest.
All right.
So you have the patent, which relates to technology, protecting your technology or method of use. You have design patents. So a famous one is the Coca-Cola bottle. They have a design that they protect all the time. The other one is trademark, and then the other one is copyright. Copyright generally relates to music, art.
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah.
All right.
So what a lot of people do is you got to make a value for your business. Now your value is either going to come from unique technology, which we talked about, patents and IP, and
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes it's very sciencey and it's not very, if you're you're a physician or you're studying physics or something, maybe you'll come up with something.
All right.
And, but the other side is if you're coming up with a software website or something, if you get users to the website and they are buying from your website, and you have a brand that people know, you have a product that is recognizable, then you have kind of copyright. You can trademark your logo as well, but people recognize your brand. So if you build your brand up, you don't necessarily need to protect it to begin with. If you totally bootstrapped, and so I have my cousin in the last 6 months, her and her partner are doing very well, where he has been making clay bowls, now they've started making cups, simple things, but it's all handmade, and it has a unique style.
These all things are day-to-day use things, so there's a lot of market for these sort of things.
It is, but there's a lot of competition. So what they've done is they use Instagram primarily and Facebook, and they've built their following. Now every time I look, now they've only been 6 months doing this, but now their following is nearing 10,000 followers.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it is. So they've gotten good at sort of taking pictures of the product, colour themes of their Instagram page. They've got the link to buy the products. They're always taking pictures, videos, and they've gotten into the algorithm. So there's a video, and it will say something like, "What I learned from being a trader or a craftsman going to markets," and it will say, "Click down," and then when you click, there's this writing that appears.
That pops up. Yeah,
that pops up, but you're triggering the Instagram algorithm. So they're kind of knowing how to get into the algorithms and to build their audience. Somebody else can come along and do the exact same product, but will they be able, first of all, to make it exactly the same? And they won't be able to use the same branding. Well, they could try, but
people are going to say that's a copy at the end of the day.
It is, yeah. So it depends what you're doing. There's different ways to building your value. So again, it's either with customers. So now they've got all these customers. Their sales are growing month on month. It's getting bigger and bigger. They have products. Now their company is worth something. How much it's worth, I don't know.
But it's still worth something.
But it's worth. It has a value. And that value is the brand. And they could now trademark their. I don't think they care. They don't. It's an expense that I don't think.
It's not necessary for that at the moment.
No. It's not necessary. So not always do you need intellectual property. You just kind of need to sell. And if you've got customers, then you've got value. Or if you have something unique that's protected, that's also valuable.
So my next question is that, let's take me as an example. I'm a 20-year-old. So what would be your advice for a 20-year-old like me who's willing to start a startup at the end of the day?
Well, just try. Just be enthusiastic and keep trying. My big thing I would say is try to make sales. if you can get somebody to pay for your product, then that's validation.
Yeah.
And focus on that, because what I did and what I've seen other people do is they focus on the product too much.
Alright.
Oh, it's not selling because there's something wrong with the product. But maybe actually you're
marketing it properly.
You're not marketing it. You're not talking to people. You're not.
Alright.
You're not. You're scared to. Not scared, but uncomfortable.
Talking.
Talking
to people.
So,
not everyone is socializable, so.
Well.
Yeah.
Not everybody is,
Yeah.
but if you want to sell, it's not social. You need to sell. It is kind of social talking, but I mean, if you need to contact your GP, your doctor,
You need to talk.
You need to talk.
Yeah.
So you need to you need to sell. So I'm now working in a sales role.
Yeah.
And I decided that I wanted to work in a sales role to learn to sell.
Alright.
So it's my job
Alright.
currently.
So when you told me that sales, it reminded me of something else as well. I've been applying for funding for my own startup at the moment. So I have built the tool, but most of the investors reject my application for a particular reason. They just tell me that you don't have any traction, so we are not ready to fund you. So what do you think about this? I don't really understand that how the market runs, how the market works, to be honest, in the first place. Because I have seen companies which get funded without even getting into the market in the first place.
Well, it depends what they're doing, and sometimes it depends who they know as well. And if they're lucky, I was lucky to get into this incubator because I was at a demo, and it just so happened that person came and said apply. So again, that was kind of me selling my idea.
Yeah.
But again, it's not finished product, the Phoenix one. And even during this process, I thought I'd like to have a more simpler product so I can just sell.
Alright, makes sense.
So I did a website that we're working on, and I don't plan to have any IP patents or anything for this. I want to get users. I want to get people to the payment portal and paying.
Alright. Because a website wouldn't be an idea at the end of the day, so that also makes a difference in it.
Well, it's kind of like a service,
Yeah, but as far as you told, as far as I know, ideas are only patented. Website is not an idea though.
Well, it depends what the website does.
Alright.
Because you can have a website that operates a spacecraft.
Okay, makes sense.
And the way it interacts could be patented. You can. I mean, I work for Wolfram
Alpha,
Wolfram Alpha, Wolfram Mathematica. But Wolfram Alpha is a website, so it does all this complex mathematical equations, and a lot of it is patented. But again, that's a complicated
story,
solution.
Yeah.
But for this website, I just wanted to make. So it's still a complicated website that I made, and I'm annoyed that I see my cousin in 6 months. They're making pottery and they're selling it.
And they're making money out of it.
So they've linked their Instagram to Shopify. So they got a Shopify web page. They make this craft. They've gotten into taking pictures. So my cousin takes all the pictures. She does all the media. Her partner does the pottery.
Alright.
Together, they're selling. And they're making money.
And that seems to be easy comparing to all the things that we have been doing at the moment.
Well,
what do you think about this?
It's easy and it's not so easy,
comparing to what we guys do. So because it takes a lot of time for us to generate money, though. To be honest, because I've been working in this for the last 2 years, and I don't know, you have been working for a decade or so.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on a technological solution that I don't know how to build anymore. So I have to hire people to build it.
Yeah.
So I'm just now trying to get it to a stage where I can start to sell it, and then I know that people will get more interested in it.
All right.
But one thing that's also very valuable, if you're a 20-year-old, first of all, be prepared to fail, try and fail, and But the second really valuable thing is to have a partner to work with.
Co-founder, basically.
A co-founder right from the beginning, if you can, because you've got to sell your idea, your product to people, but you need to kind of sell it.
Yeah.
If you can sell it to a co-founder, then that's a really good first step.
Yeah.
And in any business, it's not like you're gonna. So I talk about my cousin in 6 months.
Yeah.
They only went online. They've only been online for 6 months. It took them about 2 years to set up the pottery, to learn, to refine, and then when they decide, okay, let's get everything in place to go online. It's only been 6 months, and they're generating good sales.
All right.
So everything takes time. You need to be persistent, passionate, and you've got to love what you do.
You know what? These things seems to be easy when we speak, but while doing all these things persistent and continuous, people get fed up of all these things, to be honest.
They do, yeah.
At the point, though, yeah. So the next question is gonna be personal. It's gonna be about me. So I've been trying to do a lot of things, and I've been failing in a lot of things. But my parents are really conservative. They want me to do the degree, get a work for an MNC or something, get married and live my life. So what do you think about these sort of things? What do you think? How can I, convince my parents at the end of the day that they're being really conservative? So
well, I don't know about the marriage thing. Okay, I mean that's
that's a different topic.
If you want them to find your wife or you find your own, I don't have too much to say about that. That's you're on your own there. But actually, I mean, it's good to have a good partner. Yeah,
it makes sense.
It's good, and it's because my father's from the Middle East, so we are also conservative, and they said to me, you need to get married. Look at you,
All right.
And I left it.
What did they tell about your work, though? My parents really don't like me starting up businesses and all. They think that it's only meant for rich people, though.
Well, your parents, they worry about the risk,
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong getting a degree. Get the degree, get the job, but you just find time to.
But I don't feel like working, to be honest. I feel like doing what I love at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, if you're independent,
all right,
then you're not relying on your parents to send you money.
But still, they're the ones who pay my uni fees, though. So.
Yeah. So you have to compromise,
Makes sense.
But I think if you have a degree, it helps in life.
All right.
So I have, I'm one of 5, and only me and my brother have degrees. My other siblings don't.
All right.
And I don't know how to advise them because my life and their life is very different. The jobs that I would go and apply for, they can't because they don't have a degree.
But do you really think that's the scenario now? Because there are a lot of people who are getting jobs without degree, just by getting the skills, just by learning the skills at the end of the day.
There are.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
There are. but I don't know about that. I got a degree and
All right.
I did jobs and I took time out to focus on my project and they failed. My project failed, so I was happy I had a degree to go and fall back on and my work experience to say, hey, I need money.
All right.
So I think my opinion is, try and find a compromise with your parents.
All right. Yes.
So don't go crazy and quit everything. I mean, you can, and some people are successful.
Yeah.
But I think, like my cousins, right? My cousin and her partner with the pottery, they both still work.
All right.
But they're working out how much money they need to earn,
All right.
so they can quit their jobs. So you always need that security, because if you're stressed and eventually you're going to want to have kids, and most people do. I mean, I didn't. That's why I went back to work, because my project was failing. I was trying this. I got tired. It was just. Sorry.
This one.
No, just. Give me a job, please.
Okay.
And then that's it. You can earn money.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So absolutely study.
All right.
And try and do these things on the side. Maybe take a break.
You know what I feel is I just feel like I'm wasting a lot of time by doing this uni, to be honest. I don't know why I feel in this sense, but I just feel like I'm wasting a lot of time doing this uni. Because I'm not interested in this shit anymore. I'm interested in something else.
Yeah.
And I'm not able to do that just because my parents have spent a lot of money in it. Yeah.
Well, did you speak to them about it?
A lot of times.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Well,
Yeah.
I think if you get your degree, you'll have a strong safety net in your life.
Makes sense. No, this is not the scenario just for me. I've been seeing a lot of young kids who are being facing the same problem with their parents as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I think you in a lot of ways you're lucky that you're not putting yourself in debt to get a degree.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I had a student loan. I had to pay it off myself. So I had to pay for my degree.
All right.
So if you're getting a free degree,
There's nothing harm in doing it.
That's really good. Get it. And then if you're young, you've got the whole of your life. Like I'm 40 now.
All right.
I've just got 2 kids. But I'm still going.
Makes sense.
So it's valuable. You can say to people later, I went to Oxford.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that subject. You can find a way to
just complete the degree at the end of the day.
Well, to use the skills, but in a different application.
All right.
You never know. You might find the next best automobile design or something. It's automobile.
Automobile,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also thought of asking you this. So you have been facing a lot of failures in more than a decade.
A lot of failures. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to read that.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Where do you get the energy from to still go on to this?
Well, I've taken a lot of chances.
All right.
So when I was 22, I bought a one-way ticket to Dubai, for example.
All right.
And I just went. I had no job lined up, nothing. I just went with a rucksack.
All right.
See what happens, And well, to be honest, it kind of was a failure, but it was a success because one of my friends that helped me.
All right.
So I left Dubai after 1 year. I was not happy, and I went back to London. And then I was doing art, and I made a film and some art, and I got invited to go back.
All right.
I went back, and anyway, the art, everything, it all fell through. And I was staying at my friend's place, and he said, "Look, you need a job, man. are you living like this? You know,
Right.
so it's Arab guy, sort yourself out. I'm gonna talk to somebody, talk to someone, and I got a good job. My point is, where I am now is if I just worked in the same job all the way till now, I would probably have the same as what I have now. I was able to buy my own house. You know, I have kids, I have a car, I can pay my bills. I haven't reached the big success. But I've tried and I've failed, but I've still managed to, this is what I was talking about, the safety net. Keep the safety net so you can at least have a house, you know, have kids, feed them, but then still try, because you never know, you know. It could be that next, and this is the thing with selling, because I'm doing sales now. I call people up. You know, no, okay. And it just takes that one person to go for a big project.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so actually this sounds interesting to me. You know, and then everything changes. So,
makes sense.
So yeah, I say I fail a lot. I think overall, though, it's to raise. It depends how you look at it. The glass half full or half empty. I raised $300,000 for my idea.
That's really cool.
That's a success.
That's a success indeed.
But overall, my product didn't go to the market.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a failure. Is it a success? Is it a failure? It's debatable.
It is indeed.
Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah.
But I will always advocate have a safety net. You know, and then just keep trying things. Yeah, and you need to sell.
Alright, that's the key to get success.
It is, yeah. Some people think about the product first and then
go to the sales afterwards.
And maybe think about sales right from the beginning. How am I going to sell this?
Alright.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'm out of questions.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me on.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and share this to your fellow entrepreneurs. Thank you.